Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, we have the Kenya Kwanza Azimio dialogue that is taking place, what we're referring to as the national dialogue. And in this dialogue, we are seeing some individual with other motive trying by every means possible to start sneaking in other discussion that was not part of this dialogue. And if you check well, you will understand when you hear people making noise and trying to come up in press statements, the person who is pushing them to bring that agenda into this dialogue discussion. It's very clear. And so the other day, was it yesterday, we saw a group of 26 legislators who came out in a press statement demanding to have, or who want to have 11 more counties to add to the existing 47, making it 58 devolved functions or units or counties. So you create 11 more, add it to 47, make it 58. And in a joint memorandum, they now want to present that memorandum to the, in fact, they have presented that memorandum to the National Dialogue Committee. So as they continue with the dialogue, they have to include that one into that dialogue. 26 legislatures. And this was captured very well in the Star newspaper with the headline, "Plot to use talks team to create 11 extra counties." And I will tell you the counties they are talking about, the 11 counties, and you will be shocked to know the criteria in which they are using to propose these 11 counties. It is very funny. But again, the man behind this is William Ruto. Remember at one point when he was somewhere in Kuria, in a place called Kihancha, and they talked about the issue of having their own county and the reason why. And Ruto promised them. So it seems like there are more other people who are promised the same thing. And there is a political agenda here which has no value to the people, but to politicians themselves. So you check on criteria, you will be surprised. Walitumia criteria gani? Is it population? Was it land mass? Or was it tribes, ethnic tribes? Now, here are the proposed counties. Kuria from Migori. So you split Migori and make Kuria. Teso from Busia. You are splitting Busia. You have Mount Elgon from Trans Nzoia and Bungoma. So you are splitting part of Bungoma and Trans Nzoia to make Mount Elgon. And to make East Pokot, you have to split Baringo and Pokot. Now to make Gucha, you go and split Kisii County. And to make Suba County, you have to split from Homa Bay County. To make Ijara, you split Garissa. To make Nakuru West, now you are splitting from the original Nakuru County. To make Wajiri South, you are splitting it from Wajiri. And to make Nyambere, you split Embu County. Those are the new counties. What criteria are they using here? Because if you talk about population, then the counties that ought to be splitted, you will be talking about Kiambu, you will be talking about Nairobi, you will be talking about Kakamega, you will be talking about Mombasa, and others. In fact, Bungoma should be on the list if we're talking about population. But because they did not use that, hata kwa mfano ile wametumia Bungoma pale, it is not population if you go deeper to check. Mbona hakuna Kakamega kama on population? Mbona hakuna Kiambu? Mbona hakuna Nairobi? And for Nakuru factor, it is not population. Did they use land mass? In terms of land mass, pia tungeona mahali kama Kakamega, Tungeona vile wanasema Wajir ni sawa, Garissa ni sawa, that is landmass. Tungeona areas kama Bungoma in terms of landmass, but ile wametumia Bungoma sio landmass. Trans Nzoia also sio hiyo. You talk about Baringo ni sawa, but are they using landmass? The answer is no. Ethnic, hakuna mambo ya population pale. You talk about population, tumeshataja. They are populous counties, hawajatumia hiyo, but the issue is all about ethnic. So these people are drumming for ethnic balkanization. But one man, a UDA senator, elected on UDA ticket, and in fact he's flying a government flag, using a government vehicle, GOK, Bonny Khalwale, the majority whip in the Senate, is disagreeing with his boss, William Samoei Ruto. And I want us to check on Khalwale's response to that. But just a quick request, for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. In fact, this discussion or reaction on this was started by Kileleshwa MCA Robert Alai. And this is the reaction from Robert Alai. We don't even need more than 20 counties. Adding another 11 on top of the 47 we have is complete waste. In fact, Robert Alai is saying that the 47 are too many. We should reduce it to 20, not even adding 11. So that discussion is misplaced. The discussion should be on how to reduce the 47 to 20. But now, the bombshell from Bonny Khalwale. Khalwale reacted to Robert Alai. And in reaction to Robert Alai, Khalwale is dropping a bombshell for William Ruto. And in fact, he has pinned that reaction, a really bombshell, to William Ruto. According to Khalwale, in fact, even what Robert Alai is proposing, 20, is too much. For economical viability, this counties ought to have been reduced to 10, not even 20. That's Bonny Khalwale. And Khalwale is making a reaction that was, in fact, is in agreement with what Raila Odinga was proposing. Raila proposed to have 10 or 8 devolved units. Then in those 8 wanaweza kuwa na zingine chini pale sub counties and all other things. Remember wakati tulikuwa na mambo ya BBI, there was a proposal like that, but watu hawakuwa wanataka hiyo. But Raila was proposing that. This is what Bonny Khalwale is saying here. In fact, current counties ought to be merged to create 10 viable economic units. 62 senators comprising 20 elected by universal suffrage, in bracket man and woman per county, to be head and a deputy head of county delegations, plus 42 each representing our diverse ethnic community, to be elected by representative county MCS. Sasa to heal the issue of ethnicity, anasema you have 42 from different ethnic in those areas. Mukisema muko na sub tribes or milango ama na nini, later hao 42 wakuwa elected kulingana na hizo. And he has gone further to draft his proposal. The counties: number 1, Western; 2, Nyanda; 3, North Rift; 4, South Rift; 5, Nairobi; 6, Upper Eastern; 7, Lower Eastern; 8, North Eastern; 9, Coast; and 10, Central. Indeed, this is what Azimio was looking for in their beginning times. And many would agree with Bonny Khalwale, for those who understand economy or we can say for those who understand how the economic bloc need to work in this country. This is the way to go. Tell me how Vihiga, which was just a former district part of Kakamega, is viable to work independently, away from Kakamega. Very small unit like this, itafanya aje kazi? Haiwezekani. To be economically viable, tukuwe na mambo ya miwa pale, tukuwe na mambo ya majani pale. Majani iko Vihiga, majani iko Kakamega, na miwa iko Vihiga, mambo ingine. So for it to be viable, ikuwe part of Vihiga, Kakamega County, as large as that. Weka Bungoma pale. Ini Bungoma, bado wanapanda miwa. Vihiga, tuna majani, na kuna wengine pia, wanaenda hapo Kakamega wanapanda miwa. Weka Busia pale ndani. Weka Trans Nzoia pale ndani. Such that kutakuwa na mambo ya majani, kutakuwa na mambo ya miwa, that is sukari, na kutakuwa na mambo ya mahindi. That is economically viable. Then mnatafuta kitu kingine Nyamuna in another county. Hii mambo mengine yote ni upuzi, upumbavu na siasa za ukabila. And the owner of this issue of 11 new counties is none other than William Ruto. So the 26 legislators you are seeing in a press briefing are speaking on behalf of William Ruto. But his own man, Bonny Khalwale, is in disagreement with Ruto. If dialogue is going to take this shape, it should be stopped. It should never happen. Mambo wangekuwa wanaongelea saa hizi ni mambo ya boundary delimitation, and indeed it is in that talk. That is what they should push for. Such that if there are those who are underrepresented, they should have more people to represent them. Tuchore mipaka mpya, wale wakupoteza wapoteze, wale wakupata wapate, sababu mambo ni kwamba population matters. Watu 100,000 ndio inafaa wakuwe kwa every sub county. Wachore hiyo. Wale mko 90 or 80 mpewe, na wale wenye walipewa kitambo na wanapungua waongezeki, wanyang'anywe. Hii vitu zingine zote ni ukora wanatuchezea hapa. So for economic viability, hizi vitu zivunjwa vunjwa. Same thing to Nyanza. Make it viable. Punguzeni mambo ya kusema sijui counties ni ngapi. So that in all those sub counties there is something that bring to table to make it viable, so that you have something to sell out and you have something to have within, so that you go and look for what you don't have here. Si ati mnakimbia county kadogo hivi, mnakimbia mnaenda huko kwingine. It is not helping in any way. So this is just meant to devolve corruption. It is meant for William Ruto to gain some votes here and there because of such kind of favors they want to give to these people, so that they see him as their savior in bracket. This politics should be stopped. It has no any goodwill for the people in this country. Otherwise, devolution is going to lose the meaning.